Hello. So, welcome, first of all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited that you've chosen to take some time out of your day to come on here and watch this video. So, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that. Um, I am not going to try to persuade you to join Scentsy. I know that probably sounds a bit weird. I'm basically here today to tell you a little bit about Scentsy, a little bit about my journey, okay, and give you some information that will ultimately help you decide if Scentsy is the right opportunity for you, okay? So I'm not here to persuade you, I'm here to give you the information so you can make an informed choice for yourself, okay? Now, I have notes because I've got a lot to say. And if you know me, I can talk for England. So I'm going to try and keep on my notes to make sure that you get the best of me, the best information as well. And then obviously, any questions, feel free to ask at the end of this video. You can comment below or you can contact me personally. Are you ready? You might want to get yourself a notepad and pen. You might want to get yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, glass of wine, whatever it is. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story because I think everyone's journey is really unique. Okay. I've been in Scentsy for over 10 years, right? Quite a long time. I've spoken to a lot of team members and we've had so many conversations over the years about, what actually made you join. And most people would think we join direct sales for income, right? That's probably the most common reason people think you join direct sales, okay? But actually, when you dive a little bit deeper into the consultant stories, you will realize actually there's way more to it than just the income. All right. Are you ready? Let's go. So, I joined Scentsy 10 years ago. I, at the time, was in a really quite a dark place, very, very extreme anxiety. Okay. Couldn't even leave the house, had panic attacks, thought I was going to die constantly. My mum used to have to come up and sit with me. It was horrible. It was a really, really horrible place. I had literally got zero confidence in anything to do with myself. Okay. My self-esteem was on the floor. I felt awful. I felt dreadful. I barely ever left the house. And I really genuinely was not looking for a business, right? I was a working therapist. I have a home studio. And I was literally just about holding on to that business, working with my clients. But it was hard, really hard emotionally to try to work with clients when you're feeling so flipping awful. Okay. And because I worked at home, I had found myself feeling really isolated, nobody to talk to during the day, other than clients. And I felt really, really lonely. All my friends were at work. Okay. Um, so I wasn't really looking for a business, but what I was looking, which I didn't realize I was looking for at the time, was actually kind of reason to believe in myself again, something to take me away from how awful I had been feeling. So that's probably a bit of a surprise because a lot of people say, "Oh, I joined for money and what have you." Whereas with me, I was really in search of escaping how I was feeling, how tough times were at that time. Okay. And obviously, when you're on your own and you're isolated and you're lonely, you start scrolling, don't you? You start scrolling. And I was watching a lady on Facebook, and I don't know how she popped up on my feed. I didn't know her, but she kept popping up on my feed. And I was watching her go out for tea and cake with her team, like one-to-one little team sessions she was doing. Didn't know what her team was, didn't know what she was actually doing, other than she was always out and about. And then I kept seeing her doing events. So she was setting up table events at like local fetes and fairs and stuff like that. And I thought, that looks really good. Oh my God, I could never do that. Like, what is it that she's doing? That would freak me out, right? Then I saw her doing parties, going around people's homes and doing parties. I was like, never gonna happen. Don't do parties, social situations, freak me out. Way beyond me, way beyond what I thought I was capable of, right? But what I was seeing in the conversation that she was having on social media was that there was a community. There were more people doing stuff like her in all sorts of different ways. And the way she used to talk about the community was like really inviting. It's like, I want a bit of that. It sounded really fun. It sounded like there was lots of friendships and people getting to know people. And at that time, I really, really wanted that. I was frightened of it, really frightened of it, because I didn't have any confidence. I thought no one's going to like me. I'm neurotic. Um, but it was really kind of like appealing at the same time because I really, really craved friendships. I really craved people around me, which I was not getting from working from home. Anyway, short story. I reached out, had a little chat with her, and she said, "Listen, this is what I do. I sell Scentsy." I was like, "What is Scentsy?" She's like, "It's home fragrance." I was like, "Oh, okay, like Yankee candles," and because that's what I used. And she was like, "Well, no, but I tell you what, I'll lend you a basket." I was like, "Okay, don't know what a basket is." No idea. You're going to lend me something? You don't even know me. That's really weird. Okay. So she asked for my address. And she rocked up a couple of days later with a borrow basket, gave it to me, and said, "Here, try this for a few days. I'll message you and I'll come and pick it up in a couple of days' time." I was like, "Okay, you don't know me. I don't know you. This is really weird. You're lending me all this stuff. How can you trust me?" Anyway, I dived into the basket and I was like, "Oh my God, these are really nice." Like, why have I never heard of this company before? Like, I literally used to buy glass jar candles, right? Anyway, I started to look through the catalogue and I love a catalogue. I'm a bit of an old school. I'm a 70s child, well, 70s baby, 80s child. And at Christmases, I used to sit with the Argos catalogue. Did anyone else do this, or am I just weird? And I used to circle all the things I wanted for my Christmas presents. So I love a catalogue. I love a physical catalogue. So I looked through the physical catalogue and I was like, right, I want that warmer. I want that warmer. I'm gonna have that wax. I like this. I like that. Da, da, da. So I made a list. And my list was like well over 100 quid, probably something like 120 because I'm greedy. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I feel really crap. I've had such a crap time. I am going to treat myself because I'm always using, home fragrance. Then I flipped over again the page and I saw a kit. Hmm. My business brain kicked in. I've been in business since 2004, right? So I might have had really extreme anxiety and panic attacks, thought I was going to die every day, but I did have a business brain. And I saw the kit and I thought, okay, I get more in that kit than if I was to order these products. But if I get the kit, am I going to be put under any more pressure or stress than I've already got in my life? Because I don't want that. Don't want that at all. So I messaged her and I said, listen, I'm thinking about putting an order in, but I've just seen a kit. If I get the kit, is there going to be any pressure? Are you going to be sending me messages telling me I've got goals? I don't want goals. I don't want to have to sell anything. I don't want to have to talk about this to anybody. I don't want a team because there was a whole team bit in there, shenanigans in there. And I said, I don't want targets. I literally have had a really rough couple of years and I just want to treat myself. She said, no, absolutely fine. Have the kit, do with it what you want or that you don't want. There's no pressure. I'm not going to message you with targets, goals. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to recruit a single person. Okay, then. Give me the kit. So she sent me a link. I joined. And within a couple of days, the kit had arrived. It was massive. Massive. It was the £85 kit. Massive. Huge box. So, okay. Dived in. I literally felt like my inner child had just exploded. Like I was squealing in my head. I was, oh my God. Oh my God. It was incredible. Wow. Just wow. The experience of opening your kit, especially if you get the £85 one, is like you can never feel the same ever again. And now, 10 years later, I wish I'd had the confidence and the know-how and the savviness, and I wasn't frightened of my own shadow 10 years ago because I would have 100% done an unboxing video, right? 100%. Um, anyway, so a couple of friends came round and I was like, look what I got today. Da, 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 da. Showed them my kit. And they were like, oh my God, oh my God. And they were getting really excited. And I was like, oh, you like it too then? I was really surprised because I'd never heard of it. So I didn't think anyone else had ever heard of it, which they hadn't. But they were like, wow, this is different. And they kept saying, well, how do I order? I was like, oh shit. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't even know how to order for myself. How the hell am I going to order for anybody else? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've only ordered the kit. Wasn't expecting anyone to say, can I place an order, please? I was like, oh no, felt stressed immediately. Felt stressed immediately. So I messaged my sponsor and I said, listen, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. I know nothing, right? But somebody wants to place an order. Like, how do I do this? She said, listen, I'll send you a link to the Facebook group. I'll tag you into a post that tells you how to place an order. You can follow the instructions, place the order, jobs are good. Okay, fair enough. So in I went, read the information, learned how to place an order, placed the order, and that was the start of my journey. I'd learned how to place an order and I'd realised that I didn't even sell a single thing. I didn't sell anything to my friend. I was just like, oh my God, smell this. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my word. Like, literally, it was me being my authentic self with my friend, having a chat over a massive box of Scentsy products. And that was the start of my customer base. And I never even expected, like, I just placed an order. I didn't expect to be earning any commission. I didn't even know what commission was. I didn't even know that you could get paid anything by Scentsy for selling anything. Okay. So literally, I was like completely naive. You couldn't have got anyone more naive. So that's how I got started. That's how I got the box. That's how I got the kit. That's how I got my first customer. Okay. Now, when I'd got that kit, the only thought I'd had, genuinely, the only thought I'd had was, well, if I like these products, I guess I could just order for myself and maybe I'll get some kind of a discount. Didn't know what, but maybe I would, right? I didn't think anything further than that. I was so frightened of the big wide world at the time. Like, my brain couldn't take anything more like what could happen in the future. I have anxiety. It was like the future's a scary place. Okay. Never did I at any point at that time think I've got a business in a box. Never did I think that. I did have a business in a box. Didn't think it though. So what happened next? There's so much to tell you. I'm trying to keep it really short and sweet. So, confidence, I think, is kind of the biggest change that happened to me. So prior to joining, like I had got zero confidence. I didn't even have the confidence to get in the car or to walk to the corner shop. I didn't have the confidence to go out and meet a friend. I had no confidence, right? But what had suddenly happened is I had stepped into a community. I instantly felt like I was part of something. And because I was learning little bits, because little questions were coming up in my head, or my friends would ask me a question, I'd be like, I don't know, I have to go and find that out. I was learning stuff on a day-to-day basis. So when you're learning, you're growing. When you're sitting in real bad anxiety and panic attacks like I was, you feel like you're spinning on the spot and getting nowhere. Okay. But suddenly I was had a space to go into that was really positive, that was really friendly, that was really kind, that was really supportive. And I was also learning stuff. So when I was looking for stuff in the group, for answers, for example, I would be reading other stuff on the route to the answer, and I was learning so much more. And I was like, this is really interesting. To be fair, this is really interesting. And instead of sitting at home in between clients, feeling like doom and gloom, all of a sudden, I actually genuinely felt like I was part of something really special. I didn't feel as lonely as I had by a long shot. I didn't feel as isolated. I felt like I was suddenly surrounded by really positive people that I'd never had before. Um, so this business for me didn't, how can I put it? It didn't really, how can I put it? It didn't really change just the fact that I earned extra money because I didn't go into it for the money, right? It was nice to get paid bonuses on what I was selling and when my team started to grow. That was great, right? But what it actually did was change me as a person for the better. I became braver and I learned a really valuable lesson that you're never going to be confident. If you are waiting until you're confident, you're going to be spinning on the spot like I was. You're going to be waiting forever to feel confident, okay? Because I learned by being in Scentsy in this community that confidence only comes after action. Confidence only comes after being brave. Okay. And when you do hard things and you prove to yourself that you can do hard things, you then start to get that little bit of inner confidence beginning to build. And that's what started to happen to me. I was loving the fact that I was meeting people. Now, okay, most of it was online initially, okay. But I was getting to sort of see different faces and have different conversations, and my brain was ticking over almost like in a different world when I was logged on to Facebook and in the team group. I wasn't thinking and whittling and worrying about my anxiety and what I wasn't able to do. I started to realize actually I'm happily distracted in here and I'm learning that I can do all these things that I didn't know I could do because of Scentsy, because of the community. And one of the things I remember is sitting on the sofa and laughing, laughing at some of the comments. Somebody would do a live in the team group and it would be quite funny. And I'd be like, oh my God, I feel really good after watching that. And it was just incredible for me on a personal level. Um, I did start to leave the house. I did like lend out borrow baskets and bits and bobs like that. So like my confidence began to grow because I felt like I was in a really supportive environment. Other people were like me as well. So there was also people in the team in the group that had fallen on tough times, maybe single mums that were struggling, maybe people that just divorced, maybe people that were suffering with depression, maybe people that had disabilities, all sorts of people were in this group. Whereas in my real life, everyone seemed to have the perfect life around me. Like nobody had really ever had anxiety or panic attacks in my circle of friends. So I felt really like an outsider. But in here, I felt like I was part of a different world and there were people that were like me, that people were not confident, okay? They didn't find life particularly easy. They had to work hard at what they were doing and they had to learn the things. So I really kind of felt like I was in amongst friends. Massively, massively changed my world. So, the following years, okay, let's fast forward a bit more. So, the following years, um, my business grew like ridiculously, beyond anything I had ever imagined. Okay, I eventually actually built an international business, and it was a team across all different countries, around the world and I actually reached the highest leadership levels in the company. Okay. Again, if you'd have asked me that when I was looking at that catalogue and looking through the borrow basket, that would have never, ever, ever been possible for me. No way could I have done that. Absolutely not. Okay. And yeah, I did, but I did it gradually over time. And the person that did that, that achieved that goal, like when I think back, I remember promoting to star director, and I think it was September 2020. So one rank from the top of the company. I remember promoting to that and thinking, in 4 years of doing Scentsy, like that person 4 years ago wouldn't have said boo to a goose, wouldn't have left the house, wouldn't have ever considered that that is a possibility. She would have never considered having a team, talking to people, mentoring people, coaching people, supporting others, cheerleading others, learning about this amazing brand and flying with it. Never would that person 4 years ago ever have predicted that. And yet I did. Goes to show we're capable of more than we think we are. So let's fast forward a little bit further on, 4 years after that. Um, so in 2024, life got a little bit heavy again. Lots had happened in a period of time. I'd lost my dad. I'd lost my lovely dog. Um, make sure I don't cry. My priorities had shifted, okay? And I realized that I needed to step back, okay? I needed some time out. I needed some quiet time. I needed to do a little bit of healing. I needed to gather my thoughts and I needed space and quiet to do that. So I stepped out of Scentsy for 6 months. Okay. Later on in 2024, in the September, my customers were messaging me and I was getting questions like, Eleanor, are you coming back? Because the autumn winter range is gorgeous and we want to be able to order through you. And I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't really planning on coming back at a set date, if at all. But I got convinced because they had missed me and it is an incredible time of the year. Autumn winter is stunning. It's amazing. The products, oh my God, the wax fragrances are my favorite are autumn winter. So I came back. I came back. So September 2020 I came back and I sat and have sat very quietly just looking after my customers for the last 20 odd months. Okay. Happily doing that, just gathering my perspective, just thinking about, what do I want my future to be? Because I'm now a decade older. I was just about to turn 40 when I joined Scentsy, and I'm now just turned recently 50. So, like, life changes you, doesn't it? And your priorities change and your perspective on life changes. But what I realized that I had missed, okay, was something really big and fundamental to my soul, something that my soul needed to feel complete in this world. And that was very much community. I missed the people. I missed actually helping others. I'm a coach by trade. I've been a training coach, a mentoring coach for most of my career in all of the jobs that I've held. And I really miss seeing other people's lives change. And that gives me such joy. It gives me such a buzz to watch people blossom. And in essence, like if I'd watched myself blossom, that would have been incredible. If it was all caught on camera, it would have been incredible to watch, to see the transformations that people can have within their lives when they actually join a direct selling company that aligns with them and their values. And that is why I am now at a point where I am launching Team Thrive. And I'm so excited to be launching Team Thrive. I am so passionate about direct sales, okay? In general, I think direct sales, yes, there's a dark side, okay? And probably most of us at some stage have encountered that in some form. But there is also a beautiful, beautiful side of the business that transforms lives on a day-to-day basis. The communities are incredible. People are incredible. The a chance and the opportunity to learn about yourself, to grow as a person, and everything that you'd learn and you'd experience within self-development, within Scentsy, within our communities It's transferable. You can take it out into the big wide world and use it in anything you ever do from that point forward. And that is why I believe this business is the business for you. Okay. There are lots and lots of direct selling brands out there, and they all offer something very, very different. But if you genuinely believe that you have enjoyed listening to this conversation and you genuinely believe that this really resonates with you and this is the place that you think you're going to feel at home and where you can learn your trade comfortably, with support, with guidance in a positive community, then this business is absolutely for you. Okay. I actually believe that this opportunity is going to be your future story. You might sit here today and go, I could never do what she's done. Well, just remember where I started, okay? I didn't start like this. I started 10 years ago where I was never going to do a live video. I wasn't going live on Facebook, never going to happen. And look where I've got. And I didn't believe in myself either. Okay. But I believe that this opportunity is your future story. You know, some of you are going to join just because a little bit like me, like you think, oh, actually, I really love the kits and I think I would like to buy at discount. Perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Okay. There is a seat at my table for you. You're welcome. Okay. For other people, you might be a little bit more kind of income orientated and be thinking, actually, I wouldn't mind a little bit extra income each month just to help take the pressure off at home. Perfect reason to join. Okay. And for a few of you, you might think, do you know what? I really like the sound of this business. You know, I've worked with direct selling companies maybe in the past and it hasn't really been successful for me, but maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the business that I can actually grow a future life with. Okay. So whatever your reasoning is, there's a seat at the table. Come and join us. Okay. The question is, which one of those people are you? You know, which resonates with you? Where do you see yourself right now? Um, and where maybe if you were to dare to dream, would you maybe be inspired to go in the future when you are feeling confident after you've been brave? So the next video, if you've enjoyed this, the next video is going to really showcase and talk to you a little bit more about those three different ways to earn income with Scentsy and to be a Scentsy consultant. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about that for you. There isn't a right way. You come in, you do it your way. You do what feels right for you, okay? And you go at your pace, and you just enjoy every single step of the way. Whatever you choose is absolutely fine, okay? So if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a love heart and a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below this video, or you're very welcome to inbox me. I will have my details in the section above. And if you are ready to watch video 2, please go to the featured section of the group, click on video 2 and enjoy that one. I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.